So in this video I'm going to discuss the solution of Codeforces around 917 rated for division 2. So in this video I'm going to explain solution of first problem. So let's start with problem number A. The name of problem A is least product. So we will be given an integer array A of size n, and what we can do in a single operation, I can convert my ith index from ai to 0 till any of the number between them. Okay, so let's suppose there is a product R which is achievable for the from the product of my array by performing some number of operation on my array, possibly 0 also. Now I have to tell them what is the what are the number of operations required to achieve that minimum product. So there are three cases in this question. Let me explain how. So let's suppose if my initial product is equal to 0, which means if my initial if my initial product is equal to 0, if my initial product is equal to 0, which means there is a number 0 present in my array. I cannot change this 0 to any other number, which means I cannot decrease this product anymore. So number of operations required will be 0 only. So let's suppose my product is now smaller than 0. If my product is smaller than 0, which means there are some odd number of negative numbers in my array. And if there is a negative number, I cannot decrease that negative number more, which means I cannot decrease my product more. So in this case also my answer is 0. But if my product is greater than 0, then I can make any of the positive number equal to 0. Okay. By making that positive number equal to 0, I will get a product 0. So that is minimum achievable. So in this case, my minimum operation required would be 1, and operation that will be required is like I can make any of the number equal to 0. So this is the problem number A. Let's now discuss B problem. The name of this question is erase first or erase second. So I will be given a string of size n, and what we can do, we can simply delete first character of the string or the second character of the string. Now now we have to find the number of distinct non-empty string that can be generated by applying the given operation on the initial string any number of times, possibly 0 in any order. So how to change the problem? So I will discuss a test case for this problem. Let's suppose my initial string is like b a b a. So let's suppose the length of this string is n. So how many string are achievable of length n? That is one only, which is initial string. Now tell me how many string are achievable of length n minus 1. So to achieve a string of length n minus 1, I can either delete my this character or I can either delete my this character. By deleting any of this character, I will always get a unique string. For example, by removing a, I will get like b a b a, and by removing b, I will get like a a b a, which means by removing any of this character, I will always get a two distinct strings of length n minus 1. So for on n minus 1, my answer is 2. But let's suppose these both the numbers are equal to. Let's suppose these both the numbers are equal, and my string is like C C B C A. So if I remove this C or if I remove this C, my resulting string will be equal to one. Will both be equal, which means I'm only counting the distinct characters till size till in this size, and adding this for my corresponding n minus I. So let's suppose I am calculating now the number of distinct strings of length n minus 2. So to get a distinct string of of length n minus 2, I will either delete this a, b, or a. So how many distinct possible string I can generate? I can only get a single character at my first position. That will be either a or either b. My rest of the ba will be equal, which means rest of the ba will be equal. So I can get two distinct numbers. And similarly for n minus 3, you can check. There are total two distinct characters in my the total two distinct characters in this part. So I will get two only. And similarly for n minus 4, I can always get two distinct characters in my starting string. That is 2. So the sum of all these numbers is my final answer. That is 9. That is 9. So you can see for this test case my answer is 9. So let me debug one more test case. It will give you more clarity. For example, I am given string like a, x, c, a, and here I can b and x. So how many distinct strings are possible of length n? That is one only. How many distinct strings are possible of length n minus 1? So to get a string of length n minus 1, I can either delete a or x. So these both the numbers are different, which means in both of the cases, I will get two different strings. So 2 is here. How many distinct strings are possible of length n minus 2? So to get a string of n of length n minus 2, I will be only remaining with any of the number from these three numbers, from these three characters only. So these three characters are all distinct. So for answer for n minus 2 is 3. Now for n minus 3. So for n minus 3, at the end I will be only be left with any of the number from A, X, C or A. So there are total 3 distinct characters in this substring. So the answer for this is 3. How many are possible for n minus 4? So in n minus 4, there are total 4 distinct characters available. Okay. So I can get 4 distinct strings, which means so because you see at the end of my n minus 4 length I will be only remaining with either a, x, c or d, and my rest of the string will be as it is remaining. So I will be getting total 4 number of strings. So how many are possible for n minus 5? So for n minus 5 there are total 5 distinct, so there are total also 4 distinct characters. So sum of all this is 1 plus 2 3 plus 3 plus 8, that is 6 plus 8 and 14. So 14 is the answer for this test case. So if I show you the code, so you can see I'm only adding the count of distinct character till my ith index in my string and printing that answer using a map. Okay, so I hope so you have understand this problem. So let's now discuss the last problem which I was able to solve this problem number set. So the name of problem is watering the array. So we will be given a string s of length n, and we can perform some number of operation on my array till d days. And what is the operation defined? On the ith day, I can choose an integer bi and add 1 in all the elements in my initial array a for which my I is smaller than or equal to b of I. Or I can simply check all the indexes for which my a of I is equal to I and increase that number in my score. By performing this operation, I will reset my whole array equal to 0. Now I have to tell them what is the maximum score which I will be getting at the end of the d days by performing some number of operation on my initial array. So there is a one observation in this question. So now tell me, if my initial string is like 0, first of all I will tell you this part. So let's suppose if my initial string is 0, if I am performing a single operation on this length, so by performing operation on this length, my array will become like 1 1 1 1 and 0 and 0. Okay, right. So if I'm performing one more operation, let's suppose I will perform more operation on this substring now, then my array will become like 2 2 1 1 0 and 0. Okay, now let's suppose there is another one possible like this substring, or I can say like this substring. Then I will get a like 3 3 2 2 and 1 and 0. So one thing when you can observe, if my initial string is 0, by using a single operation, I will get a character. I will get a character in which my that index is equal to index, which means my a of 1 is equal to 1, which means one score is achievable. But if I am performing one more operation, none of my characters is matching. Okay, my none of the characters is matching. But if I perform one more operation, so you can see either my none of the characters is also now matching, which means if I tell you more general solution, more generalized thing which I am talking about. If my original string is all zeros, if my original array is all zeros, then in a single operation, or I can say in the next operation, I can achieve a score of 1. So in a single operation, I am increasing this part. In the next part, I will utilize this one and make that equal to 0 again. Okay, okay. So there is an observation. If at any point I am left with all zeros, if I am left with all zeros, then I will simply count the number of left operation. So let's suppose there are total 10 number of operation available, and I have utilized total, and at the fourth operation I am getting a array like this, which means all zeros. So now total of 6 operation is left with me. So in a 2 operation you can see, by performing some 2 number of operation I can achieve a score of 1. Okay. Now now in the next 2 operation I can also achieve a score of 1 again. Now in the next 2 operation I can also achieve a score of 1 again. So you can see in any of the operation my first number is always incremented, which means if my first number is always incremented once, I can add that count in my answer and make that string again equal to 0, then again perform the operation, then again make it equal to 0. So in this case you can see my total number of 6 operations left. So I will simply count the 6 divided by 2. That is the number of score which I can achieve later. So that is 3. So I hope so you understand this much. Which means that if at any point my array become all 0, then I will count the remaining operation and add remaining operation divided by 2 in my answer. So this is the one observation. But how to achieve more? So let's now debug the some test case. Let's suppose I'm taking this test case. Okay. So now as you see me. Now I'm I have total 4 number of operation, and my initial all my values of string are equal to their indexes, which means my initial count is 3. Okay, my for example this is my array. So in a single operation I will add this count in my answer, that is 3. So I will add 3 in my answer and make this equal to all zeros. Okay, now I will make it equal to all zeros. Now you can see I'm getting a all zero part, and number of operations left are 3, because you see one operation is utilized in this part. So total number of 3 operation is left. So how much score I can achieve later? I will simply divide it by 3 by 2, then I will get 1, which means a total score of 3 plus 1 is maximum achievable from this configuration. So answer for this is 4. So you can see the answer for this is 4. So let's now see one more test case. So in this case you can see I'm total having 3 number of operation. So now tell me how many conditions are initially satisfying. So my initial array is like 1, 6, 2, 4, 1, 5. So how many indexes are initially equal to their current index? That is none. So I will use a single operation like 6. I will make it 7, 2, 3, 5, 2 and 6. So now tell me how many conditions are satisfying. 2, 3 and 6. A total of 3 count is available to me. So meanwhile my this 3 is decremented to 2. So I'm total having 3 here. So I will utilize these three indexes. So I will add 3 in my answer. Okay. Now in the next part, my this will become equal to 0 because I'm utilizing a part. Now tell me how many operation I'm left with. So I'm only left with one number of operation. So I can in a single operation I can add 6 in this array. Okay, I will add 6 in this array. Now you can do I cannot utilize this one because the number of operation left at this part is 0. But you see, if I'm trying to see how many indexes are equal to their index, that is also none, which means the maximum score achievable is 3. That is 3, you can see. Now how to achieve this problem? So I will tell you now. So this is this interesting test case. You will get a much more clarity. So I will use a simple brute force method to find the answer. How brute force method which one? So now tell me, if I'm performing a single operation in this array, like I have 1 2 3, my initial count, if my initial count is 3, okay, now I will add 3 in my answer and my whole string will become equal to 0. Okay, now the number of operation left at this point are 5. So which means I can add 5 by 2 number of operation in my answer, that is 2. Okay, then my answer in this you can see is it 5? Yes, is it 5 only. So this is a one test case. Now I will utilize this whole part, which means at every point I will try to achieve, like if I perform this number of operation on my array, then I will simply count the remaining number of operation left, and the remaining, if I tell you here, so let's suppose I'm performing I number of operation. Okay, I number of operation in this increasing order. It is like 1 3 2 3 again, like 1 3 2 3 again in a greater sequence. So let's suppose I am performing operation in this manner. So let's suppose I have total performed I number of operation on my array. Okay, I have total performed I number of operation on my array. Then I will simply count the remaining count. So let's suppose total number of operation are d. So I will calculate I minus d. So this is the left operation, and I will simply count by performing I number of operation. What is the what are the total number of indexes for which my a of I is equal to I. Okay, I will count that part. Then I will add that this count in my answer and simply add d minus I divided by 2 in this answer only. So maximum of all this it will be my final answer. So if I show you the code, first of all what I am checking, I am only iterating till the minimum of number of operation comma n into 2. Okay. Then what I am doing, I am simply calculating how many indexes are equal to their values at the current moment of time without performing any single operation. By using this, I will simply check the by a single operation what is my answer left. My answer left is simply total number of operation minus current index, which means by performing this number of operation, let's suppose in this case my d is 12. How many operation I have performed? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So total of 7 operation I have performed, which means I have left total of 5 number of operation. So in a 5 operation, how much maximum score is achievable? That is 5 by 2, and it is 2 only. Okay, so that is what I am doing here. I will simply dividing the number of operation from my initial count and dividing it by 2 and adding the same count in my answer. And for the next part, I will simply I will simply adding the one more in my answer in my revision array till the value which is given to me. So this is how permutation of problem number C. So if you have any doubt in these three problems, you can comment me down. Until then, stay tuned for the next one. And please don't forget to subscribe my channel. So thank you.